Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am about ready to start this layout for Follow a Sketch February. I do have two photos that are not the same size. They are the same size in the sketch. And then I've actually already started cutting out some of these fun Art Deco pattern papers from Brutus Monroe. And we're gonna make some magic happen with this, so let's see what I can do. Okay, so obviously I filmed that intro after I started doing the layout because I kind of forgot to film it. So we paused and went back. Now, I absolutely adore this paper collection from Brutus Monroe, and it is called Pastel Deco. And I looked at this and I immediately wanted to fussy cut out the fans. And at first I was going to fussy cut them and leave the black around the edge because I thought it gave some contrast. But after I really got into cutting them and placing the fans on my page, I really decided that is not the way I wanted to go with it, and I wanted to get that black off the page. However, I do have black on the layout because I think it has really a striking contrast with what is going on the layout. So as you can see, I'm just fussy cutting these bad boys down, and I really like the way that they turn out. I really like the look of this. I think that this is super fun. Now on my sketch, I had hearts. So I am kind of giving a nod to the heart with how I am using the fans, but they are definitely not heart shapes. I do, of course, bring in some hearts because everybody loves a good heart. I just think hearts are a really great neutral kind of embellishment that can go with a lot of things. So as you can see, I've got these all cut out. I don't make you watch me fussy cut all of them. And while I was fussy cutting, I just happened to see out of the corner of my eye this Halloween acetate from Fancy Pants. And it is older, and it is definitely Halloween. But I'm going to show you how you can cover up some of the bits and make it into something that is not so Halloween. So I have these two photos. The one I left is a 4x6. The other one I cut down to a 4x4. And I wish I remembered the name of this little cafe Christina and I stopped at while we were in Chicago, but I can't remember it. All I know is a little cute French cafe, and the croque monsieur was super awesome and really, really tasty. It's not as good as the one Christopher and I had in New York City, but it's up there. And of course, it had a little salad, and then those tasty bits of deliciousness off on the side. I was going to save them for taking them home, and that didn't happen, so I had one in the airport, and I was like, oh good, I'll have one left to take home, and I ended up eating it in the airplane. So yeah, didn't have any to take home. Now I am glancing off to the side at the sketch, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want these kind of deco fan things to be as compared to where the hearts are on my sketch. Now I did cut my little Halloween bit in half, and as you can see, I really covered up the Halloween parts. Like there's spiders on here, so that's all covered up. Don't even have to worry about that. And the little spider webs that are still showing, I really think I could have left them as showing. They kind of go with the whole feel of the layout, and you didn't have to like know that they were spider webs, but I am going to cover it up just because I really like the deco fan things that I have going on so much. So I am just tucking these under and kind of nestling them around. Like I made sure that the curve of this fan matches up with the curve of that one. And I just really, really like the way that this layout turned out. It definitely was not the direction I thought I was going to take it. I mean, I'm following a sketch, so obviously I'm taking the layout in a certain kind of direction, but the look of the layout is totally different than what I thought was going to happen. But, you know, I just liked it. See, under here, I was first thinking about putting the colors underneath of the web, but then I ultimately decided that it needed to be on top of it. And then I'm going to change that around because I don't fully like it where it is right now, and we're just gonna make some changes. On that one, I felt like the really skinny one didn't need to be there, so I cut that bad boy off, and now I'm just going to layer it up here on the bottom. And this one doesn't end up staying right where it is because I ended up with 3 basically in a straight line, and I didn't need 3 in a straight line. Now, this background paper is from My Mind's Eye. It is, I believe it's Lost and Found. It is an older paper. I got a pack of 25 of it ages ago, and I just still have some left. But I thought that the tone-on-tone khaki color was a good background for the deco bits. Like, the deco paper definitely pops off of this background paper. I feel like everything on here pops off the background paper. And the background truly is a background. It's not like any part of the show. And that's definitely what I wanted to do here. I definitely wanted my photos to be the star of the show because, hello, it was tasty food. So there we go. Now, I am finally figuring out how to get this spider web over here covered up, and I realize I don't have enough pieces cut out, so I'm going to have to go ahead and cut out some more. But that's the great thing about this pattern paper, is that there are tons of options. And since the pack has 3 sheets of each paper in it, you can fussy cut one and then use one as a full sheet, and then something else amazing with the other sheet. So there are options. Sometimes I don't like getting duplicates of papers, especially if they're 12 by 12 size. But I really do love a duplicate in a 6x6 paper pad for 2 reasons. One is 6x6, and I like to make, bigger things. And 2, it's just fun for fussy cutting because I really do enjoy the fussy cutting. Okay, now you can see I've moved over that bottom one a little bit. Now this is a mini embossing folder from Doris, and this came in the Brutus Monroe inspiration box. And I'm just lining it up, and then I'm going to run it through my Cuttlebug, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with a Gemini. I talked about that in a previous video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Gemini that I'm going to go for. Just because, the Cuttlebug, it's my second Cuttlebug. The rollers are starting to get a little loose and a little funky, and I don't have replacement pads, and my pads are cracked and broken. So I just did a little fussy cut around the embossed rickrack here, and I'm just tucking that up underneath. And this is just to give this side of my photos a little bit of weight, because I have the weight on the right hand side because I have that black and khaki kind of deco paper underneath of the photo mat, but it's just the plain black on the side, and I felt like it needed a little bit more over here. So I went ahead and did that. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing, and I'm going to repeat it and bring it down here to the bottom of the layout, because I kind of felt like the page, because the background does fade so much into the background, I kind of felt like I needed something grounding it, because with the movement of the deco fan things, like off the page, your eye just goes whoop right off the page, and I really felt like I needed something to ground it there. So that is what I did with that. And then I'm thinking, okay, I need to cover this part up right here because it's a little bit awkward, and I need to bring some more decoration to this page. It just needs to be a little bit prettier. Now these are some Prima word stickers, and I'm just trying to find ones that have a little bit of an orange tint to them, because of course I'm using a Halloween acetate and it has orange tint to it. And I've got pink and blue and a little bit of golden khaki-ish color elsewhere. So I felt like I needed to bring the orange in a little bit more, just a little bit, and not like crazy orange. This is where I bring in the crazy orange. So I have like 3 areas of kind of like bright orange, and that is this label sticker right here that I tucked under the deco fans, and then the 2 spots where the orange really shows through on my acetate. So now I'm just figuring out which words I want to use and where I want them to go. So I have spontaneous acts of joy, do you see what I see, and favorite. Because a croque monsieur really is one of my favorite sandwiches. It's just delicious. It's like grilled ham and cheese on steroids, and it has Gruyere cheese on it, and oh my heavens, people. Let me just tell you, anyway, I like cheese to begin with. We have a drawer in our fridge that used to hold soda and cheese, and since I've given up soda, it just holds cheese now. So yeah, we have a drawer in our fridge that just holds cheese, and it is fantastic. And yes, I have given up soda. Some of you guys might know I had a bit of an obsession with Coke Zero Sugar. I was drinking a ridiculous amount of Coke Zero Sugar, and I just felt like moderation wasn't cutting it for me, because my personality is very much all or nothing, and not with everything, but with majority of things. And with soda, it has to be nothing, because sometimes when you're drinking sodas and you realize you've gone through a 12-pack in a day, you're like, holy shnikes, this is not cool. So yeah, gave up the soda. Now these are some kind of banners that I got from Michael's who knows how long ago. They were on clearance, so I bought a whole bunch of them because I knew that they were very usable, and they have lasted a very, very long time. So those are going down as well, and I'm just trying to do it to give a little bit of excitement to my word phrase stickers here. Like, I want it to feel like there's something cool going on besides I just threw this word sticker down. Like, I want it to feel like this cohesive moment on the page. And you might be looking at this and be thinking, whoa, this is totally not my jam. This is not my style. I think you're a psycho wackadoo for cutting out those deco fan things. But that's okay. It's totally okay, because I like it. It is definitely my style, but different. So I don't know if I'm explaining that well. So like, this would look like something I would create, but the kind of aesthetic of it is a little bit different. So I like it. I also like creating things that totally don't match what I've ever made before, or I like having all kinds of stuff in my albums. I like a mix. I don't want my albums to be boring. I don't want you to feel like you're looking at the same thing over and over again. So I do like to throw in a little bit of different things here and there. Now, these are some letters from Pink Fresh, A Case of the Blahs. I did not have any more A's, so I went ahead and took that B and cut off the A sender part of it and made it into cafe. And I cut off a little bit of the tail on the C, because nobody needs a cafe. Like, nobody needs a C with a tail that big for the word cafe. And now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, we need to make something happen over here on this deco thing, because it's looking a little funky. It's just kind of like hanging out there. Every other fan is either like tucked in somewhere or hanging off the page, and it's like it belongs, but this one it's a little funky. So I'm pulling out these banner stickers, and they are golden khaki, and the other banner stickers I used were white and gold. And then this is a little Webster's Pages label sticker that has a little bit of orange and a little bit of blue, and it's kind of a wood grain, so it still has that khaki feel to it. So I'm just layering up the banner bits and the sticker, And I know that this is going to go here as a little decorative piece next to cafe. And then I'm going to use my mini market stickers. Yes, I still have some mini market stickers. I was using them on a regular basis, and then, October afternoon kind of disappeared off of the face of the earth, and I got really scared and I hoarded them and didn't use them. But you know what? It's time to use them because my letter sticker storage has gone from 1 bin to 2 bins, which feels like practically overnight. So we need to use this stuff up, people. Need to use it up, definitely. Now these are some mirror hearts, and these I got at Hobby Lobby. They are Paper Studio brand, and I'm just layering them up. I'm going to put 3 hearts on the page, and I decide ultimately to put it up here in the top corner, just because I have a lot of stuff going on everywhere else where these little deco fan pieces are, except for up at the top. So I decided that up at the top needed a little bit more fun. Now these are enamel dots, and I have a mixture of sizes, so I'm just sprinkling them around the page. I actually have them in 5 spots on the page, so I have a lot of enamel dots on this page, and I'm okay with that. I know that some people like to use their enamel dots super sparingly, and some people will use a couple packages on a page. Just do what works for you. It's your layout, so as long as you're happy with it, it doesn't matter the amount of product you put on the page. If you love a product-filled page, then by all means, fill your page up with as much product as you possibly can. If you're more of a minimalist and maybe 3 enamel dots total is pushing it for you, then do it. Because guess what, guys? It's your album, it's your memory, it's your process, and you have to make yourself happy. And I think that might be part of the reason why we redo scrapbook pages, is because we weren't happy. And it's not just, oh, that's not my style now. There is something else about that page usually that you don't like. So I've watched some people redo layouts and they add a lot more product. And I'm thinking, you know what? Back then, you were scrapbooking a minimalist page, and that wasn't what was making you happy. That wasn't your jam, and now you're like embracing your style and doing it. So I mean, I understand the fact that you will redo a page to embrace your style in that sense, but I'm like, the page is done. I've got so many more memories to scrapbook, and I am just talking away, you guys, and the page is done. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon.